Congratulations to Milwaukee. Competed, had obviously a good road win. Obviously, we got to get a lot better. I know it's going to be. We should say we know it's going to be a process of getting better. I know we're gonna block out a lot of noise that we'll hear, but we've been here, we've been in these situations, and you just got to get better. We're 2 games into the season. We have a lot to work on. We got a lot to get better. We got a lot to improve on. We got a couple guys coming back, and so. But the biggest thing right now, we just got to teach how to get better on a daily basis in every area. And as we do that better, then we'll become a good basketball team. Seasons go through peaks and valleys, and so one thing I've learned, people that I've been around, you can't get too high through success. You can't get too low when you're struggling. And I won't do that. What you go home is you self-evaluate and continue to tinker and try to get things better. But we've got to demand more, from everybody, 1 through 30, 35, how many we got in our program, to continue to get better.
Didn't work the rest of the game.
It's crazy as it sounds, man. I thought we really, there was some stretches I thought we really competed. I mean, obviously the second half, we wore down, couldn't, offensively, 5 for 20 from the field, 0 for 8 from 3. Those aren't good numbers. But I mean, we're up, 13-5. We're playing really well. We're competing. Defensive things we talked about to carry over the Missouri game, we were doing well. We were moving the ball on offense. We were sharing it. And then we have a long pass for a turnover. We go, Nick hits ahead to Zoran at maybe go 8 or 10, whatever it is right there. Turnover, bucket on the other end, and then they hit a 3, and then it became a game from there. Our fires, we had a lot. We just gotta. There's a lot of things we just gotta keep putting into practice to see the results. And so, second half, when we started struggling offensively, they're really in the gaps. So you've got to get 3 ball reversals and then attack, 3 ball reversals and then attack, and you got to make some shots. Post deep, and then obviously they hurt us up front too. But that was a lot to work on. But that's this time of year.
How much is a result like this a challenge to your locker room, especially without an established leader, I would guess?
I think this whole season is a challenge. I think every season's a challenge. Every game's a challenge, and that's the one thing hopefully, like I told them, is when you go home tonight, you evaluate what you can individually do better to help this team grow and help us grow. We're going to face a lot of different challenges in adversity throughout this year. Good thing is, and I don't like to talk in eyes, you're talking we, and when you talk about things, but, I've seen this before. I've seen, times where you have to, you have an overhaul of guys, and you got to stay the course. You got to stay the course. You got to stay the course. You got to continue to believe, stay the course of what you believe is important. And if you do that, good things will happen. And that's what I've held true to, and it's been really good for me, and it'll be really good for this program. You're going to go through tough moments in seasons, and this is one of those tough moments. And hopefully, we have the character to continue to grow and get better.
What's your plan for Cameron and Hans on Thursday, and what will they bring your lineup?
Well, they'll both be in uniform. Hans will be scheduled to play. How many minutes he plays will be really dictated by a little bit of everything. Talking to Vic, talking to him, how he feels, performance, a little bit of everything. Cameron's full go, ready to go out of the gates. I think Cameron, what he brings to the table, first and foremost, is the size and the presence of the basket that can change shots. Second thing, he has a high motor and can really run. And then the third thing, he gives you a presence around the basket on the offensive end. Not totally right now, but has some ability to where he's going to continue to grow and get better once he gets game reps. A little raw though, but he can score. What Hans brings, and you could hear him over there on the bench, is he brings leadership. He brings leadership, he brings skill, basketball IQ, and the ability to stretch the defense from the 4 position or the 5 position. Ability to understand how to play and pick and roll and post, and he can score around the basket. And so those will be a good list for us, and that'll help increase our depth. But they'll both be ready to go.
What was the most concerning thing about the offensive performance for you tonight?
You know, you got to watch it on tape to say that to total nuts and bolts. Obviously, you know, the ball movement. I think in the first half, I thought there was some times, man. Like I asked Mar, you always ask a couple of these guys sitting out, what do you think? And the one thing those guys said is, man, these guys are really sharing the ball so much better than Missouri or in practice that we have been, and we did. I mean, there was extra pass, corner 3. We just, you know, we missed some shots. We turned it over in a bunch of stretches. The second half, you know, where we had some opportunities, you know, we didn't convert. You know, again, like when you're playing gaps, you got to be patient. The ball's got to verse, you got to cut, you got to move. And they did a good job of continuing to shrink the paint. And, you know, 3 for 15 for 3, that hurts, but that's why you got to continue to get ball movement and then attack. You know, the couple times we faced up, shot fake, drove, we got some good things on the second and third side, but you can't attack the first side against gap defense.
Coach, there were a lot of fouls in the game in both halves. How much of that is a factor? Your offense is still trying to learn how to get in a rhythm, and players are still trying to learn how to play together.
No, I mean the fouls are the fouls. I mean that's the hand we're dealt. You gotta deal with that. I mean those guys do a good job. I mean it's 24 fouls each right now for both teams, and they had a couple guys with 4 fouls. You know, we got to be. Everybody wants to talk offense. You know, we need to be the toughest, nastiest, most competitive team in the country this year. That's what we need to be. And if we can get there, we're going to do good things because we need to score off our defense. We need to play in transition early offense. We don't need to be a slug it out, grind it out team. And so we need to play with a chip on our shoulder, a nastiness to prove people wrong, and a toughness about us that we have so much resiliency and character about us that we're going to fight through this. That's what we need to be about.
How far away is this team from being that, do you think?
A good way. But that's the fun of coaching. Because when you get there, that's rewarding. And that's what I told the guys in the locker room is you got to trust, you got to believe, you got to understand, hey, you know, individually, we've been here. As a staff, we've been here. We've been in these moments, you know, where everybody's going to say, you know what they're going to say. You don't have to check Twitter. You already know what's on Twitter, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we've got a long way to go. You know, we know the roadmap to get there, and so we'll get there if we can, you know, we get the right pieces in place.
As for this weekend in Puerto Rico tip-off, I guess as a coach, is there a different way that you coach knowing that, you know, you don't know what your opponent is until like right after your game, you don't have as many off days to kind of look at film and stuff like that? I guess how do you kind of plan on those type of tournaments and stuff?
The only thing we're worried about right now is, you know, we'll probably watch tape tomorrow and then leave, get ready for App State on Wednesday and Thursday and play. And then whatever Western Michigan or Tulsa will deal with them after the game. You know, that's why in all these games, when you're playing 3 games in 4 days, it's not about them. The great teams, you know, it's about you. It's about you and what you're doing. If you do what you're supposed to do, you know, transition defense, ball pressure, gaps, contest shots, finish plays, you know, if you do all that stuff, you know, then it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if they run A, B, C, or D. If you push the ball in transition, if you get 3 ball reversals, if you go inside out and know you're supposed to sprint to screen, if you execute out of timeout, if you do all that stuff, it doesn't matter. App State, Western Michigan, Tulsa, doesn't matter what they do.
Take one more from Rob over there. Donovan has struggled early. When a guy wants to be a guy, is it important to make sure you ease them into it a little bit in terms of, does it get mentally tough on him when he struggles in the first couple of games?
I'm sure it is because he's a competitive kid, and And last year he was part of a ton of success and a lot of special moments, and so I'm sure it is. And so that's where, you know, I need to talk with him tomorrow and continue to encourage him and continue to show tape with him and understand things he has to do to get better, and then for me to look at the things that I can do to help him. But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectations on everybody. But that's part of it. And so, you know, we just got to look and we'll get him better, and he'll have big nights. I thought he had some good looks tonight. I thought he turned down a couple of good looks, you know, that I would want him to take.
Thank you, Coach.